Once again, I welcome you all. Lecture series of electric power quality. Today is day 13, nothing but lecture 13. Okay, today we are going to discuss non-linear loads and IEEE and IEC standards. What are the different standards to define the power quality problems and power quality issues? And second one, then what is a non-linear load? How these non-linear loads produced in the system? Who are responsible for producing the system, and how to eliminate these non-linear loads in the system. Then what is the total power while injecting this non-linear currents into the system. We are going to see all the things today class. Okay, now see this. Just a second. Okay, now see this. You already know that. So what is a non-linear load? What is a non-linear load? Okay, you see this. What is a non-linear load? Okay, so in any system, a linear non-linearity, when you are assuming linear non-linearity, well, we are considering the AC systems. Okay, when you assume linear non-linearity, we are assuming the AC systems. Okay, now see this, and any AC system is referred to the linear or non-linear. That depends on how they can draw the current from the supply. You know that very well. You know that we are already discussed these things in previous lectures also. So our power quality industry is nothing but distribution corporation or transmission corporation is responsible for supplying the a constant or nothing but the terminal voltage levels. So you don't understand, or you cannot underestimate, or you cannot know which type of load the consumer is going to connect. You don't know which type of load we are going to connect. Depends on the type of load that you are connected. The current drawn by the that load, it changes depends on the load. Nothing but if you have the some resistive load, it can draw the current in one way. You have the inductive load, you have the capacitive load. All these three will draw the current in a linear. These are, you can consider as some are basically of a non-linear, a linear load. So beyond this, you have some different types of loads also there. Those loads you can call it as some power electronic loads, some power electronic based loads. Those power electronic based loads will draw the a current from the supply. So the in the form of non-linear. Okay, okay. So those are you can call it as a non-linear loads. As simply whenever there is a load, the load that draw the current from the main supply is in non-linear shape, that we can call it as a non-linear loads. Basically, our resistive load, inductive load, capacitive loads are considered as a linear loads. So a load is, now see this point, a load is considered non-linear if its impedance changes with the applied voltage. What is the meaning of this one? That means an impedance changing means here the current drawn by the non-linear load will be not a sinusoidal. Okay, the current drawn by the load is not a sinusoidal. Now see this, some example. Now see this. Here I have drawn the source, some impedance, line impedance Z. We are connecting it as a load. Now see this load. If it is a R, L and C, you get the linear. If this load is a power electronic based load, we will get the non-linear loads like this. This leads to the some transients in the system. Okay, that leads to the transients in the system. Okay, the current. Now see this I current. The current. See this current drawn by this power electronic loads or something like this. Initially. This is the sine wave. This is the non-sinusoidal. So the resultant power P is equal to VA will causes the some transients in the system. So who are using this power electronic loads in past? So only industrial people will use the large size of rectifiers and converters and power electronic devices. Nowadays, every household, almost all, 80 above 80% of the households are using this power electronic devices. In our houses, we are using some inverters. Our cell phones, electronic gadgets, all the electronic gadgets and all other things. Okay, will leads to the non-linear load. Okay, and human being is responsible for producing this non-linearities in the power system. At the same time, we are going to eliminate this non-linear. That is also our responsibility. In foreign countries, some foreign countries, they can charge the power based on the quality, not the how many units they can consume. In some countries, they can charge the power tariff based on the quality of power supplied by the industry or nothing but the distribution agency or transmission agency. At the same time, they can also uh, 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 some uh, some given penalty to the customers also. How much amount of non-linearities, nothing but how much amount of non-linear current they can draw on the individual customer. Based on that, they can also charge the amount. Okay, but in our India, so we are not concerned about the how much non-linear loads or how much non-linear is as a customer produced or how much non-linear currents that can injected into the system. Okay, we can only charge the tariff basis, nothing but the number of how many number of units they can use. Okay, so now this non-linears will leads to the some harmonic currents. It leads to the some harmonic currents. What will happen when the harmonics in the system increases? Our devices is getting noises as well as is getting some heated, so it may last the insulation. Okay, so then which type of devices will cause this non-linear loads? The main one of the main equipment is SMPS. You know that what is SMPS? Switch mode power supply. So in our houses, we are using this. This is also some AC to, it can convert some AC to DC and DC to the AC. Most of the cases, we are using this one, SMPS, switch mode power supply. So it can, you know that this is present in every power electronic device. Most of the power electronic devices like computers, some servers, some monitors, some printers, photocopiers, telecoms, systems, broadcasting equipments, banking machines, etc. This SMPS will present all of these devices. Not only this, I am here consider only the few devices. Because most of the devices nowadays we are using, most of the devices are power electronic based devices. So every power electronic devices will leads to some power quality problem in the system, in the power system. Okay, so because these power electronic devices will draw the current from the supply in non-linear form. So now see this SMPS is excellent power supply. You know that you can use it for the some uninterrupted power supply, but it is a highly non-linear load. What are the SLPS? In the SLPS, we have some power electronic equipments. Assembly of SMP is power electronic equipment. So it has simply of AC to DC converter and DC to the AC conversion. An inverter, SMPS is nothing but one of the inverter. Some uninterrupted power supply, some PLCs. Nowadays we are using PLCs. So all the devices, some PLCs, some machine learning, whatever it may be, any power electronic device, it has some power electronic equipment. It leads to the non-linearities in the system. Now see this some beautiful examples here. Some small examples. Okay, we can look at this a small example. So typical these graphs will indicate the linears. These are the linear as well as the non-linear loads. Okay, this graph will indicate the linear as well as the non. This is the linear loads. This is the non-linear loads. Non-linear. Some here in this example, we can assume it as some fixed induction motor. Okay, some fixed speed induction motor. So induction motor, you know that some it is of nature inductive, nothing but you can consider it as inductive nature. It can draw the current is here linear. See this linear. Not only the inductive motor, some any another resistive load or capacitive load or inductive load, you can also assume this case. Not only this induction motor or any other motors, some capacitive loads and capacitors. You know that capacitors as well as some resistive loads is also drawn the is also considered the linear. Then a non-linear. Now see this a personal computer. Here they can just assume it as a one load, a personal computer. It can draw the current like this. Why? Why it has some power electronic equipments. It has some because of some power electronic equipment is nothing but some diodes. What are the power electronic equipments? Nothing but some diodes, thyristors, some thyristors, some IGBTs, some MOSFET, okay, some all other devices, so on, and all other some devices will leads to or will draw the current a non-linear from the supply. Okay, now see this one another example. Now see this one another example. Some 6-pulse rectifier. Now see this. The 6-pulse rectifier. This is also one power electronic electronic switches. We are using the power electronic switches. These will draw the on and off states. Now see this. A 12-pulse rectifier. You know that if the number of pulses or number of switches in the rectifier will increases, the shape of this waveform will nearly the sinusoid. You know that a power electronics. If the level of the power electronics increases, is nothing but number of levels is nothing but 7-level inverter. You know that some 5-level inverter, some 12-level inverter. The number of levels in the inverter will increase. What will happen? We will get the some output as some exact sinusoidal. But if the level is increased, what will happen? We are using the number of IGBTs as well as thyristors also increases. That's again will cause some non-linearities in the system. What is our primary aim? We can convert some AC to the DC or some DC to the AC. When you consider this DC to the AC, if the number of levels will increases, what will happen here? The sinusoidal waveform will get the almost nearly sinusoidal. If the levels is increases, what will happen? If the number of IGBT switches we are using or MOSFET we are using or SCRs you are using is also increases, which will also leads to the non. We are using these devices for our uninterrupted power supply purpose, or some protecting the device purpose, or some AC to DC, DC to AC device purpose. But these devices will also leads to protection of the some nonlinearities. Now see some example. A nonlinear load and voltage current. Now see this a voltage. See this. This is the voltage waveform. This is the voltage. Now see this. A voltage waveform is nearly of a sinusoidal in nature, but it is also produces some noise, some flickers in this system because of this current. Yes. Now see this. Now remember, this voltage is responsible for the terminal voltage. You can call it some. You can consider terminal voltage is responsible for the power supplier. Power supply responsible for the power supply. Remember. Then this now see this. This is the currents. This currents is responsible for the load type of load type. Okay, based on the different type of load, the current drawn by this equipment is changes. Let's see this. Now we can assume this. What is total power? This is the voltage. We can assume this is the voltage. This is the current. Now see this. What is the total power? We can assume this graph. You can combine this. You can multiply these two. What will happen? What is the total output power? What is the total output power? What is the total output power? I'm not sure that some power P. So I'm just assume that is like this. You can multiply these two. These two, voltage and current. Now see this. This is a non-linear. Because of this non-linear, we'll get the total power is like this. This is the power quality issue. Power quality problem. This is the power quality problem. Now we are going to how we can convert this type of equipment, this type of waveform to this type of waveform. How is it possible? This is possible because of some nowadays we are using some the most advanced equipments like DVR, DStatCom, okay, UPFCs, UPQC. So DVR means dynamic voltage restorer, or someone they can call it as a regulator. DStatCom, okay, a distribution StatCom, okay, UPFC, Unified Power Flow Controller, or someone they can call it as a conditioner. UPQC, Unified Power Quality Conditioner or controller. So these are the some of the devices, RTCSCs. So many devices are there to convert this type of waveform to this type of. Okay, nowadays our waveform is like this. So some people they can call it as a polluted wave. A polluted wave. Our power is almost all polluted nowadays because of this current. Because of this current. How this current is produced in the system are nothing but injected into the system because of the power electronic device. Who are using this power electronic device nowadays? All the industries. At the same time, our people and nothing but ourselves is also responsible for this. Okay. Now see this non-linear linear load waveform is like this. A voltage or current, you can call it as a power or voltage or current waveform. So a non-linear load is like this. Draw the current is like this. Draw the current is like this. Now you can sum up this. You can sum up this. What will happen? You'll get the some distorted waveform. It leads to the some transients in the system. Transients in the system. Okay, transients. Why transients? We are calling it as transients. Transients. Remember, whenever you are calling it as transients, that mostly you can in your mind on and off. A switching instance will happen. But a power electronic devices will on and off switching instance. Every power electronic device, most of the power electronic devices, we are going to on and off to get the desired output levels. On and off levels. Transients. This leads to transients. Okay, now see one more example. See one more example. A linear load here, a linear load here. See, linear load in this case. Now see, what is this? This is the some current that is supplied by the system, power system. This is the some load, some load. This is some load. We are assuming it as some resistive load. Then what is the output here? What is the output here? Resistive load. We are assuming it as a some resistive load. So what is the output here? Is time. This is the time. This is the current. We are drawing it as a current. This is like this. Our voltage, our power, total power is also like this. Now, however, with the so when you are in the resistive load, we will add the some diode. Some diode. What is the characteristics of this diode? What is the characteristics of this diode? What is the output characteristics of this diode? You know this very well. Okay. So how this current is done? So you know the diode. What is the property? It can allows the same direction. It can oppose the opposite direction. When you add the in a suppose it is a load, a resistor load. When you add the some power electronic device to this resistive load, will convert into the non-linear. This total non-linear load. And what is the output of this one? Here, like this. Time. Some current. Current is like this. Because of this diode. You understand? So because of this diodes, you know the diode characteristics. So this diode is drawn by the current from the system is changes. Because of this changes, the total current that drawn by this resistance is also changes. So this will leads to the non-linearity in the system. So this will leads to what will happen? Transients in the system. Okay. Now see one more example here. Some see this one side. Some see this. This is some distribution line. We are connecting some loads to this distribution. One side you are connecting motor. It draws the a sinusoidal current. Draws the sinusoidal power or current or voltage. So this is, you can call it as some induction motor. Induction motor. This we can call it as some device, some voltage rectifier device, some frequency rectifier devices, whatever, some type of devices. So the power that is drawn by the devices is like this, or like this. So what will happen because of this? It will leads to the some, because this power. Because here see this. This is the voltage we are expecting. So this is the, we are assuming this current is also like this. We are assuming this time, this is time. We are assuming this current also like this. This is the normal power system we are expecting. But because of the loads, depends on the load, this current is changes. This current is changes different way. By changing this current, what will happen? The total power is also, you see this, the total power is also, now see this changes. This will leads to the some transients in the system. Transients. Now this line has some transients because of some power electronic. Now see this non-linear current. Now what is the total power here? What is the total power? You can see this. What is the total power due to this combined loads? You see this. Due to this combined loads, one is the sinusoidal, one is the non-sinusoidal. Now see this. You can combine these two. You can combine these two. We'll get the this type of the power. But a power system is not accepting, or your power system is want this type of power, our customer is want this type of power. But how then What type of power we are getting? This type of power we are getting because of this non-linear is present. But the customer, but the people, our industries want this type of. Okay, this leads to the some transients, leads to some noises, or leads to the some harmonics, and at the same time it will leads to the some equipment damages. Okay, so we are not avoiding this non-linear loads. Remember, you are not avoiding nowadays. All the equipment, even cell phone is also one power electronic device. We are not avoiding this equipment. So what is the solution for this one? We are correcting this non-linear loads. We are correcting by using the, as I said, some devices, some DVR, some DStatCom, okay, some UPFCs and UPQCs, some etc. Some devices. We are correcting. So this form to the, we are connecting this form to the this form by using this some power electronic based equipments. Again, these are the some power electronic based equipments. These are again the some power electronic based equipments. Okay. Now see this one more example, one more simple example, a very simple example. This is the source, some source side. This is the source. We are assuming it as a 11 kV system, source side, source side. Now the waveform is like this. We are supplying the voltage waveform is like this. This is the transformer. So some step down transformer, we are using some step down transformer from 11 kV to the some 11 kV to the some 400 volts. We are using some. You can step down that transformer. You know that in the power system, the only transformer, step up transformer is present at the power station, nothing but generating station. Almost all remaining all the transformers are step down transformers, except generating station, substation transformer. Okay. Now we can see this transformer. What the transformer is done. So this transformer is convert. Some are it can reduces the some level of voltage 11 kV to the 400 volts. You can assume here in this case. So transformer is also some inductive type of the devices. So it can convert this waveform to the this waveform. So similar waveform, some sinusoidal waveform, almost all sinusoidal. Even though there is some distortion, but we can assume it as some sinusoidal wave. Now it can given it to the some distribution. Here we can assume it as some distribution. In this side we are connecting this side. Now here this is also some distribution. Here we are connecting some customers, some loads. We are assuming it as some loads, we have different types of loads at there. Mechanical loads, electrical loads, mechanical as well as the electric. Electrical, you have some more number of loads, some linear loads, non-linear loads, some critical loads. Different types of loads are linear, RLC, non-linear, power electronic based device. Some critical, so some power electronic based device based on the emergency, you can consider some critical loads. Okay, now see this, we are assuming it as some electrical system, so we are assuming it as some electrical loads here. Assuming it as some electrical loads here. Okay, so now see here in the distribution side. So now this is the distribution. In the distribution side, you are connecting some converter. What is this converter here? AC to DC. So this is the impedance Z. This is impedance R plus JXL impedance. What is this converter is done here? Some AC to the DC converter. That the current that is done by this converter is like this. See in this waveform. See in this waveform. This is the current. The current that is drawn by this converter load is like this. Then what is the voltage here? Here like this. Voltage here like this. This is the voltage. And what type of power you are getting here? You can see this total power by combining this power, total two powers. By combining these two powers, which type of power you are getting here? A distortion. Definitely up here some distorted power, some like this distorted the total power. But you want the power is sinusoid, but you will get this power because of this some power electronic device, some power electronic device. Okay, who are using this converter some AC to DC, DC to AC? You are using this nowadays. Every household it has some inverter. So every computer is wants some power, DC power. Every electron, our cell phone is wants some DC power. But the power industry, you can supply the AC. Then you can convert some AC into the DC. So it has some power electronic device. You are using cell phone charger that has some power electronic device. You can convert some AC into the DC for charging the battery. So nowadays, almost all. So every household is using the power electronic equipment. The current that is drawn by the power electronic equipment is like this. I'm not saying all the equipments is drawing this shape of currents. That again depends on the type of device, power electronic device we are using. Okay. Now see this. This leads to this case. Who are responsible for this one? Who are responsible? An industry is not responsible for this one. Nothing but a power system industry. They can supply the power is like this. You can see this. They can supply the power is like this. Who is responsible for producing this type of power? A customer. A customer is responsible for this power, this type of power. Okay, customer is responsible for produce this type of powers. Or customer is injecting this non-linearities into the power system. So this will lead to the neighboring loads is also affecting the non-linear. Now see this, it can inject this type of, now see this, it can inject this type of non-linearities into the load, into the system. What will happen? We can run by the another load. We can run by the another load. Which type of load we are going to run? The current is like this. The voltage is like this. The power we are drawing the power is like this. So because of these loads, are very dangerous loads, non-linear loads. So our equipments, our insulation may damages. So to protect these loads, so by using our some protection equipments, at the same time we are using some power electronic based some distribution equipment, DVR. Okay, now these are the some basic examples of the non-linear loads that is drawn by the, or that is produced by the power plants. Now see this is very generalized topic here. Now see, this is very generalized. Some IEEE and IEC standards. Some IEEE and IEC standards. So now you know that what is this IEEE and IEC standards? These two are the agencies, nothing but the International Electrical and Electronics Corporation and IEC standards will define the quality terms, power quality terms. So what is the normal voltage level? What is the distortion voltage level? What is the normal power range? What is the distorted power range? What is the harmonics range? What is the distorted harmonics? What is the first harmonic? What is the second harmonic? What is the third harmonic? What is the fundamental harmonic in the system? Which one is power quality? which type of devices will cause the power qualities in the systems. So how much range the power quality is produced in the system. All the things will define the standards. These two standards, IEEE and IEC standards. So why they can come up with standards? Because of every human being or every industry will leads to production of some power quality problems in the system. For suppose we have some industry that will produces the some nonlinear loads. So on the same feeder, we are connecting some consumer loads also. What will happen? We are facing some nonlinear loads. We have drawn some nonlinear loads. Our equipment may damage because of that industry. Our customer equipment may damage. So that's why we are considering this all the things. So they want some standards. So that's why these two agencies, these two academies will develop some standards in the power qualities. Which one is harmonic? Which one is long duration voltage variations? Which one is short duration voltage variations? Which one is impulsive transient? Or which one is oscillator transients? All other things. Which one is noise? Which one is flicker? These two agencies will define this quantities. Okay. Okay, now see this some type of this some standards there, some recommendations they can give in, some standards some recommendations they can give. Okay, you can see this. These are the some standard. So these standard 59 or you can convert 1992 you can convert into the 2014. 1992 here they can define this is the standard number 519 for the transients. Remember this 519 will define the transients. As I said, these two IEEE and IEC will define the power qualities. So transients is one of the power quality. So that can given the number as 519. 519. You can given the number transients 519. So this is the year they can define the standard quality, nothing but the some standards defining year. This is the year. So some say. Okay. So what is this? So how in this 1992 they can focus on which type of nothing but they can focus which type of problems they can face. Now they can focus is like this. So they can focus on that one and individual consumers on that time 1992 on that time. Most probably. Now they can now see this. They can nowadays they can focus on individual customers at the same time industry large. Okay. Now see this some of the harmonic quantities that can define in the 69 kV and below system. So the voltage distortions we can assume it as I said, plus or minus a 5% system, plus or minus 10% in our India. In our India, we can assume it. We can see this. If it is 100 volts, for example, a plus or minus 10 volts is acceptable. So nothing but 110 volts and 90 volts are acceptable. For example, I can consider some example. But if it is a basis 100 volts. But now we are using 230 volts. Okay, or 450 volt system. If it is 230 volts, now we can convert 10%, plus or minus 10%. A 450 volt plus or minus 10% is acceptable. Beyond that level, so you have some voltage distortions or power quality issues. They can define for 16 kV and below transmission lines, 16 kV and below transmission lines. So the individual voltage distortion is 3%. Then what is the total harmonic distortion? Is 5%. They can assume that in 69 kV to the 161 kV, that distortion is 1.5%. That THD is 2.5%. In above 161 kV system, this is 1%. This is 1.5%. These are the standards. Remember, we are following this one. So in the 16 kV system, you are assuming that. Remember, they can estimate that IEEE Institute is estimating that below the 69 kV system will get the voltage distortions up to the 3%, total harmonic distortions up to the 5%. So some in between 69 kV to the 161 kV, they can estimate that voltage distortions 1.5% and the total harmonic distortion 2.5%. Okay, these are the voltage levels. Now come to the current levels for the same. For come to the current levels is for can assume it as some less than 69 kV system. If it is here see this ISC and IL, nothing but line current or load current. Line current. So IL and load current, or you can also assume it as load current, whatever it may be. So this is ISC, short circuit current. ISC, short circuit current. If it is less than 20 amperes in 11 kV system, in less than 11 kV system, it is a 4% volt current distortion is there. It is in between 11 to the 17 kV system, it is 2%. It is 17 to the 23, it is 1.5%. Is similar like this. So some TH is like this. This is the TH, total harmonic distortion. You can call it as a TH. We know that how to calculate the THD also. These are the standards, okay, defined by this power industry. Okay, now see some more standards, some another standards. Okay, okay, this is the table which we can assume that that level of that transmission voltage is less than 69 kV. Now see this table, we can assume it as a 69 to the 161 kV. 69 to the 161 kV. You can see these levels of the currents. You see this total harmonic distortion. How much percentage of total harmonic distortions? You'll get this system 2.5%, 4%, 6, 7, and 10%. If above 161 kV, what will happen? The total harmonic distortion percentage 2.5. This is the 3.7. Remember, this total harmonic distortion is mainly based on the current that is drawn by the load. Okay, now this is the in 1992 defined here. Now you can see the in latest version 2014 version. In 2014 version, they can maximize the harmonic current distortion percentage, some load current or line current. Now see this less than 25 amperes. Okay, they are now see this here they can convert into the 20 to the 25%. Now see this 25%, 20 to the 20, they can increase the levels to 20 to the 25. So now see this, the distortion level, you can assume this nowadays on that day it is 2.5% THD. Now we are increasing the load current then non-linear current also. The total harmonic distortion is 1.5% because of we are using some advanced power electronic devices to reduce this loads. Okay, to reduce this THD. Okay. Now see, you can compare this. In 1992 year, you can assume it as a 20 amperes current. So nearly they can produce the THD of 2.5%. that can increase it to 20 to the 25% or 25 amperes of that load current or short circuit current. Now you can see the total harmonic distortion. That level is reduces. That level is, now see this. This is the 2.5. This is the 1.5%. The level is reduces. But now, but when compared to the 1992 on the year, nowadays in 2000 century, 2020 century, we are using more power electronic devices. Even though we are using more power electronic devices, this total harmonic distortion is reduces because of we are using some advanced power electronic devices, or you can by using some advanced devices, we can reduce the amount of non-linearities that present in the system. So that's why THD is also reduced. Okay. Now this we are going to complete the second unit also. Okay. So in the coming lectures, so we are going to discuss the some more next class, maybe in the next class we are going to discuss once again a brief overview of the unit 1 and unit 2. If the time permits, I'm going to discuss once again unit 1 as well as the unit 2. Otherwise, we'll move for the third chapter, voltage regulation and the power factor. You see this a power factor improvement. Which device we are using? We are already discussed. The capacitors, the substation capacitors, we are using for improving this power factor. So because of that capacitor effect, we will produce the, again some oscillations in the system, some transients in the system. Okay. Now how to increase this? Then how to maintain the voltage regulations in some standard levels. Okay. All of the things we are going to discuss in the third chapter. Okay. Okay. Thank you once again for joining this session. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.